Alright, here we are with the rematch. We're going to try Miles Morales Spider-Man against Expert Mysterio again, with 25 blank cards. Last time we were not able to get the job done, but I'm hoping with what we've learned and maybe a bit of luck on our side, we'll be able to do a bit better this time. Go ahead and set up our shifting operation from the main scheme. And let's take a look at our cards. Alright. Didn't make much use of double life last time. I'm going to see if we can get some more value out of those this time, although I don't think with this opening hand that it's really going to be what I want. Got Jefferson Davis again. He's perfectly good. Got a web shooter. Thing I like about double life is that it lets you flip down more to get value out of the response to shuffle cards in, but right at the start here I'm not going to have any cards to shuffle in. So I guess we'll go ahead and hang on to it and maybe see what happens. Because I don't want to toss all my cards necessarily, as we've decided before that can be awkward. So we're going to try tossing our 3 blank cards and see what we get. 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 blank cards back. All right. We're also going to, I think it makes the most sense to resolve Mysterio's one revealed effect after doing mulligans, because it seems it's a little bit unclear when you do villain setup when revealed abilities. That could be pretty weird if you were shuffling encounter cards in before you even drew your opening hand. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So make sure I've shuffled this. Pretty sure I have. I'll go ahead and give it a couple more. Alright, so 1 card going into my deck. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and start the game. Alright, go ahead and pay 1 for a web shooter, 3 counters. Pay 2 for Jefferson Davis. Alter ego action, use Jefferson Davis to take 1 off the scheme with the least threat. We'll flip up to hero. Going to attack, get this guard out of the way, and since I'm defeating it with excess damage, I shuffle the top card of the encounter deck into my deck. And then have a think about whether I want to use double life to flip back down or not. So I'd probably rather have Mysterio attacking me than have him scheming. So sure, go ahead and stay like that. I wouldn't toss double life because I don't. Again, unless I draw into a card that does something, just flipping down to shuffle cards in isn't going to achieve anything. So, alright, ready up. Though on the other hand, if I do keep that, then that lets me use Jefferson Davis and go back to hero form, but I'm not necessarily going to want to stay in hero form because I'm about to get punched in the face by Mysterio anyway, so Alright, we'll decide we're discarding it. Drawing a hand of 5 cards. Our Gonka defense mechanism. I found another shifting apparition, which is getting dealt to me as an encounter card. Just 3 blanks, defense mechanism, Gonka Lee. Sure. Alright, villain phase. Main scheme goes up 1. Mysterio's going to attack me for 2+. Choose to either spend 2 science resources or deal this to yourself as a face down counter card. As an encounter card, this is going to surge into something else and also make me draw this card. This is the boost effect, right? Boost effect, I can discard 2 cards. If I do that, my hand is... I guess my hand's fine if I do that. And if I get it as if I get it as a boost card, then I'm going to be chunking through all this stuff, which is probably bad. And also, I get another counter card after that. So I'd like to spend 2 science resources. Should be those. Okay, and that is not an illusion, thankfully. All right, so the attack hit me for 2. It's down to 7. Counter phase deals a card. This is a shifting apparition. If it's gang up, I don't want to flip that first, so we'll see. Humongous hallucination attached to Mysterio. Gives Mysterio +3 attack. I have to spend 1 resource and shuffle 2 encounter cards in my deck to get rid of that. Okay, and then shifting apparition pops up, and it's my turn. Okay. So if I spend Web Shooter and another card, I can get Gonka, and then probably want to flip down, get another card out. If I play Defense Mechanism first, I can play that off my Web Shooter, but then I won't have the cards to play Gonka, so we're going to go the other order. Just have Defense Mechanism for later. Alright, so Web Shooter is 1 resource, plus this blank card puts Gonka into play. Couldn't have Spider-Man attack. Do you want to Spider-Man attack or thwart? Yeah, we'll go ahead and attack now, I think. So hopefully Mysterio doesn't roll high enough to pop Maze of Mirrors this turn, so alright. Let's go ahead and attack, get Shifting Apparition out of there, and shuffle top card of the encounter deck into my deck. Like so. Alright, into makes sense. Yeah, do I even want to shuffle Double Life back into my deck? I guess that's fine to do. So flip down. Choose and shuffle a Spider-Man card from discard pile into your deck. Do I want Double Life back? Because that's literally the only Spider-Man card I have so far. We'll say no because I need to draw cards that do things. All right, Jefferson Davis removes a threat. Gonka will draw a card, and since I'm not hero form, I will not choose and discard a card from my hand. It's Web Shot. Arg. Do really like web shots, but I would also like to get defense mechanism on the board. Next turn we have 6 cards. 7 resources counting the web shooter. 7 cards counting Gonka. So I'm trying to plan what my hand's going to be next turn. I guess we'll hang on to this. We'll hang on to these rather than playing a defense mechanism out now. Okay. So I'm ending my turn there. Ready up, drawing to a hand size of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 new cards. Okay, yeah, it's probably just as well that I hung on to those because all the new stuff I got was blank. All right, so I'm dealing myself Shifting Apparition and Masterful Mirage. Masterful Mirage is going to prevent damage to Mysterio and potentially boost his scheme. Okay. Alright, villain phase. 1 threat on the main. Mysterio is scheming this time for 2 plus 0. It's 2 threat. And then counter cards. I'll do the new one first in case it's gang up or something. Manipulated Mind attached to an ally if you count the surges. Analysis Paralysis. Revealed. Search for your nemesis side scheme and reveal it. That's Tracking Prey. Tracking Prey is 4 threat, and when revealed, if you're in alter ego form, I am. Place an acceleration token on Tracking Prey. Okay, so back to Analysis Paralysis. It gets additional threat equal to the threat on my side scheme, which is 4. Ugh. Okay, and then these things pop up. Shifting Apparition, Masterful Mirage. Masterful Mirage is protecting Mysterio's hit points. Ick, 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 ick. What a mess. But it is my turn. Alright. Can exhaust Gonka to draw a card. Swing in. Yosh. That is exactly what I wanted to see. Alright. I think I probably want to get rid of Humongous Hallucination. It's going to be 1, and then I've got, do you like swing in and defense mechanism? Okay. Oh. Kind of don't want a defense mechanism. Well, I can play it out and then just not activate it right away. Alright, alright. So we're going to go ahead and use Jefferson Davis to remove 1 threat from the scheme with the least. The least is tied between Maze of Mirrors and Tracking Prey, so I will choose to take it off Maze of Mirrors. Alright. We'll flip to Spider-Man. Pay 2 for swing in. I'll remove 4 threat from a scheme, such as Tracking Prey. And then I'll resolve Spider Camouflage. So Spider-Man gets a tough and confuse an enemy. Okay. actually, I don't necessarily need to get rid of Humongous Hallucination right away if I'm going to be stunning Mysterio. That's a thought. We will attack. Put my tough card on my hit points. We'll attack Shifting Apparition, defeat set, shuffle, and in and encounter card. Ooh. That's kind of unfortunate. I do have to break through Masterful Mirage though, so I'm going to waste a little bit of damage here. That's disappointing, perhaps inevitable. Alright. Pay 1, set defense mechanism down. So I've got a spider camouflage on tap for when I need it. I'll go ahead and play Web Shot for 1, 2. Alright, Web Shot's going to do 4 damage to Mysterio. That damage is going to be... So instead of that damage, we're forced to shatter Masterful Mirage and discard the top 4 cards of my deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4 cards got discarded, including Arachnobatics and Swing In. Alright, now I used an energy for Web Shot, so I can Venom Blast to do 2 damage to Mysterio, 15, and stun him. Alrighty, that's end of my turn. Drawing 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 blanks. Power Within is not a great hand. Villain phase. Main scheme goes up by 1. Humongous Mysterio attempts to smash me, but he is stunned. And counter card. Fearmonger, Surge. Discard your hand, drop to your hand size. Discarding 5, drawing 5. Dealing myself Shadow of the Past. Welp. At least I have some Web Shots in hand to deal with stuff like that. So before I actually reveal this card, I remind myself I'm not going to be getting the side scheme back because it's looking for a set aside side scheme, and the side scheme isn't set aside right now. Alright, so we'll be getting Prowler. Alright, hope it's not Gang Up. So we'll do the non-Shadows of the Past card first. Evil Doppelganger. Shadows of the Past, revealing Prowler. Prowler's revealed. If I'm Alter Ego, I'm not, so I don't give him a tough status. Shuffle the rest of my Nemesis set in. That was fun, exciting. All right. Kind of want to Arachnobatics, just because this would be an excellent time to get a big pile of value out of it. Definitely want to get rid of Evil Doppelganger and or Prowler if possible. can max out Arachnobatics if I web shot to stun Mysterio. Probably want to flip down. Keep Jefferson Davis working. If I'm going to flip down, does that change when I want to do Gonka? Got one ready resource from Web Shooter, so I think my play is going to be Web Shot and Web Shooter Acrobatics. And then retain Web Shot. So we'll just see. I think we'll just see what Gonka gets us when we go down. Hero action on Humongous Hallucination. So getting rid of Humongous Hallucination is a hero action. Oh, and I kind of don't want to do that right now because those cards are shuffling 2 encounter cards straight into a very small deck. So that would be perhaps a poor choice. Alright. I think Evil Doppelganger is the bigger threat between these two. I can maybe let Prowler hang out for a second. So what we're going to do is this. Pay 2 for Web Shot. Use Web Shot to deal 4 damage to Evil Doppelganger. And because I paid for it, I'm going to resolve Venom Blast to do 2 damage and stun to Mysterio. Mysterio to 13 and stunned. Next, I'm going to attack Evil Doppelganger. Defeats Evil Doppelganger. Next, I'm going to use Web Shooter to pay for Arachnobatics on Mysterio to do 2 + 3 + 3, since he's both stunned and confused, is 8 damage, puts Mysterio down to 5. Now I'm going to flip down to Miles Morales. Choose something to shuffle in. Got another Web Shot in my hand. Just put Arachnobatics back in to do another big burst damage turn on Mysterio. That seems reasonable. Sorry, hand is 1 Web Shot. Right, and I might draw whatever I do here with Gonka. So, cards in my discard pile. 1 Arachnobatics, 1 Web Shot, 2 Web Shots, 2 Arachnobatics. Right, so all my attacks are down. Actually, I might want swing in to clean up some mess. I want swing in or just want to go damage? I think I might just go damage. We're gonna shuffle Arachnobatics in, I think, with the response on Miles Morales. All right, Jefferson Davis will remove a threat. Gonka Lee will draw a card. It's blank. Okay, and I'm done. Do I want to discard this blank card? I can't remember if there's any more encounter cards in my deck for me to draw. There are 6 cards in here, so I can draw 5 and not deck out, unless one of them is an encounter card. Playable cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. So I actually have 3 hero cards in there, including my 1 Arachnobatics. So I'm gonna leave that how it is. So I think I want to delay one more turn to hopefully clear out Prowler before I get a bonus encounter card for running my deck out. So, keep these, drop to 6. Double life, Arachnobatics, blank, blank. Sure, it's fine. Alright. Villain phase. Main scheme goes up 1. Mysterio tries to scheme, but is confused. Prowler will successfully scheme for 1. Counter card. Deepest fears. Other players cannot help me. When revealed, discard cards from the top of your deck equal the number of cards in your hand. 6. Discarding 6 cards from the top of my deck. Plunk. If at least one identity-specific card was discarded this way, it was, place 1 threat on the main scheme. If no identity-specific card was discarded this way, it would take a damage. Alright, that ran my deck out, so I get a new encounter card. Good news is my deck is clean of encounter cards at the moment. Alright, new encounter card is Delusion of Collusion. Can't ready allies or personas you control. Alter ego action, discard an ally or persona to clear it. Well, that's not great for me. Jefferson and Gonka are both personas, so they'll both be subject to that. Alright, it's back to me. Webshot, double life, Arachnobatics. Alright, so we're definitely going to use our sports. Sure. Move one from the one with the least, which is analysis paralysis. Gonka draws a card. It's blank. 4 blanks and 4 cost worth of stuff in my hand, so I'm probably going to be playing most of this. How hard can I push on Mysterio this turn? Do I want to clear Delusion of Collusion now so that I can have those other things later? I think I do. Alright. I like both of these supports. It's the really unfortunate thing, and I'm not sure which one is better and more important to retain. I think I should probably try to push for victory soon, which means having access to drawing more cards to get my attacks is probably how I want to go. And therefore, the choice is to get rid of Jefferson Davis for Delusion of Collusion. So now what I think I want to do is I think I might just keep ignoring Prowler, interestingly enough. Yep. Alright, so we're going to flip to Spider-Man. I think my plan is going to be to defense mechanism this turn for another confuse, and then go back down with double life. So what I want to do is I want Maze of Mirrors to not go off on its own, which it will right now. So I'm going to thwart Maze of Mirrors. Takes 2 off it. When I use that basic power, I'm going to pop defense mechanism for a tough that I already have, and a confuse for Mysterio. Next, I'm going to pay 2 for Web Shot. I'm going to aim both of them at Mysterio for 4 damage and then 2 damage. And a stun that he already has. So, total 6 damage from Web Shot finishes off current Mysterio. Just moving on to Mysterio 3. Has 16 hit points and discard the top 5 cards of each player's deck. Acrobatics double life swing in. Doke. Next, I'm going to pay 1 for Arachnobatics to pop Mysterio right in the face for 2+3/+3 because he's. So Mysterio 3 is at. Should be at 16 hit points. Play Arachnobatics and whack him for 8. Puts him down to 8. Then I'm going to go ahead and play double life to switch back down. And trigger the response on Miles for good old Web Shot. Alrighty. That's it for my turn. Drawing hand of 6. It is 5 blanks and Web Shot. That's good enough if I don't have to toss it. Alright, villain phase. Main scheme goes up 1. Mysterio attempts to scheme, but he's confused. Prowler schemes for 1. Counter card. Advance. Villain schemes. Mysterio successfully schemes this time. He's scheming for 2. And Analysis Paralysis is going to buff his boost card. So scheming for 2. +2 star. Draw 3 cards. Discard 3 random cards from your hand. Drew blank Web Shot. My hand is mess of blanks and 2 Web Shots. I'm going to be discarding 3 of them at random. One, 2, 3, all blanks. Whew. Alright, going back to Mysterio's scheme activation from the advance. So the scheme hits for 2 +2 +1 from the icon. So scheming for 5 finishes Maze of Mirrors. Shuffle the top 2 cards of the encounter deck into each player's deck for Edge of Reality. Alright, and then after resolving this boost card, because it is an illusion, it gets placed on top of my deck. I guess technically that should have happened before actually putting before putting the threat on the main scheme, which is what's causing me to shuffle right now. So this would have been on the top and then gotten shuffled in. Bound by fear. All right. That's Mysterio's advance, though, which means the villain phase is over, and I get to clean up. Draw a card of Gonk? No. Not going to draw a card with Gonkali, because Mysterio's at 8 hit points, so I can defeat him by playing 2 web shots and attacking, which is a total of 14 damage. If I draw a card with Gonka, I might flip like a guard minion or something, or a card that makes me discard my hand. And although I don't resolve that card immediately, it just gets dealt to me, so I guess that is fine to do. Whatever. It's a blank card. All right. Flip up. Spider-Man. Spider-Man pops Mysterio for 2. Puts Mysterio to 6. For style points, I can play a web shot for 6 to clear out Prowler, and another web shot for 6 defeats Mysterio. And his I never actually had to deal with humongous hallucination. That's probably rare. Letting a villain sit on +3 attack is ridiculous, and you should not ever do it, but due to the combination of me spending a lot of time in Alter Ego, or having a bunch of tough, or keeping Mysterio stunned, that +3 attack from humongous hallucination wasn't actually relevant at any point in this game. Could have been a problem if he'd drawn attacking cards, if he'd drawn cards that forced him to attack, like, good old gang up or whatever. But as it is, I got away with it. Yeah, so Miles Morales and 25 blank cards just defeated Expert Mysterio. Sweet. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, etc. And we'll see you in the next episode. Later.